Hello, students. This is Miss Estrada, and today is Thursday, April 23rd, 2020. This week, we are continuing talking about graphing, okay, making graphs. And before we start, I want to refresh with you some of the vocabulary words that we have been using this week. First, I want you to identify all the different types of graph that we can find. Okay, there is the Tolly chart. Okay, in this one we use Tolly marks, so we can count by fives. That when you count by fives, it gets easier for us to count. Okay, remember a Tolly mark is 4 lines from up and down and 1 line across. Okay, 4 lines and 1 across to make the fifth. So every time you see that image of the 4 lines vertical and 1 across, that means that you have 5. So you count by 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, that is called the Tolly chart. Also, we have a picture graph, okay, in which we have all the categories, the things that we are measuring, and you can make a drawing. It can be a heart. In here we have pencils or crayons or just check marks. Anything can be, any picture of anything can serve as in a picture graph, okay? And then we have the bar graph. In a bar graph, we start building up let's think of a tower. Every time we want to measure, it goes up and up and up. So we are building a tower. All these graphs can be made vertically or horizontally, okay? And what do all of these have in common? Why are all this Tolly chart, picture graph, or bar graph, what do they have in common? They all have data. Remember that data is the information that you can get from a graph that is reflected in numbers, okay? What numbers? Then we have the words categories that are the names of the things that you are counting. And finally, as everything, it needs to have a title. It is very important to put a title to a graph that you make, because remember that titles tell you what you are looking at is about, okay? Just like in a book, when you read the title, that gives you an idea of what that is, okay? So on Schoology today, you're gonna work on an exercise. Let's take a look at it. Our favorite art tools. That's our title, okay? So by reading the title, we know already what this is about, okay? This is about art tools, favorite art tools, okay? And then we have these words, crayon, paintbrush, and pencil. What are these? These are the different categories, okay? The name of the things that you are measuring. And we have all these happy faces here. And you can count these happy faces to get to a number. So that is the data that you have, okay? So you have to answer a couple of questions on Schoology, okay? For example, when you look at this, what is the first thing that you take a look at? I just told you that it's very important for all the graphs to have a title, right? Because when you look at the title, you already have an idea of what the graph is about. What is this measuring, okay? Another question that we can answer here is, what can we learn? What can we learn? Let's see. There are so many things that you can learn by looking at a graph. When you really take a look at this, remember that we make graphs to organize information and to get an organized idea of the numbers of something that you are going to measure. Like, for example, you can tell how many people were counted for this graph. If I ask you, how many people were served here? How many people were asked, what's your favorite art tool? How do you know how many people? Just by counting the total of all these happy faces, because each happy face means that one person answered, right? So if you count all these happy faces, you can get to a number, and that will be the total of people surveyed and for this graph. What else? You can tell which is the most popular art tool. Okay, you can ask how many people picked the crayon, how many people picked the paintbrush, how many people picked the pencil. So you can ask which is the most favorite, which is the least favorite. Just by looking at this, you can answer all those questions. So you're going to go to Schoology and you're going to make sure you complete all these questions using, please, the sentence stems. When I look at the graph, I see. What do you see? Okay, we already discussed this. Remember that at the beginning, they ask you, what do you look for at first? Remember, the first thing you look at is the title, because that gives you an idea what you are looking at. Okay? When you read the title, oh, this is you know what it is. Okay? It gives you an idea. Then what can we learn? As I told you, you can learn how many people voted, what you are, which is the most popular, which is the least popular. Okay, and for that you are going to use a sentence stem. For example, I know. Let's say, I know that the paintbrush was the most popular tool, art tool. Or I know that, I don't know, 10 people voted for the crayon. This is just a random number, okay? And the other sentence then that I want you to use is a question we could ask is, we already talked about this. Remember, a question you could ask is how many people voted for the crayon or for the brush or for the pencil, or which was the most favorite, which was the least favorite, how many people in total voted. So there are many questions that you can make and answer using this sentence stems. And I hope I see your answers in Schoology. Okay, this is it for today. And I hope this video was useful for you. Bye-bye.